showed balance and skill when he followed with a point near the sideline, and we saw signs of Waterford improving now. Willie Hyland has given great service to Laois, and when this ball breaks, he makes the finish look easy. The sides were level 5 times in the opening 20 minutes, but a move started by Kevin Morden was to have a telling impact on this game. Morden here offloads to Colin Dunford, who returns to Morden, and then Morden somehow gets it to Shane Walsh for his second goal. Waterford would follow with 5 points in a row. Growing confidence saw Jake Dillon receive this scoop pass from Michael Walsh, and his finish was top class, and it saw Waterford lead 2-10 to 1-5 at half-time. Laois needed a break early in the second half, and Willie Hyland, who has given great service to Laois, delivered 2 cracking points in a row, and this one was just an example of the quality this man can produce. Waterford lifted their game, and by the third quarter they led 2-17 to 1-9. Shane Walsh scores goals, but here he shows he can also score cracking points. Laois did rally and landed 5 points in a row. Substitute John Purcell made a fine contribution. Waterford finished strongly with 4 points in a row. Pádraig Mahoney finished the game with 11 points, but this score from the hard-working Kevin Morden saw Waterford go out winners on a scoreline of 2-22 to 1-15.
We're happy enough with the result. Like, obviously we'll have to improve going forward, but a very much improved and progressing league side came down here, and we're just happy to get over the line, you know.
No, I have to compliment Waterford. They were the better team on the night. But, you know, in terms of our own performance, I just think we just made too many mistakes, a little bit nervous on the ball. You know, may not have made the right decisions at times, and, you know, at this level and certainly in this time of the year, you're just punished for that.
The county's critics say they worry for the future of Offaly hurling. So for the travelling support, there was understandable apprehension when the county's senior players took the field in Ballycastle, a venue where they had lost a league relegation playoff to Antrim earlier in the year. And the home team were determined to make hay while the sun shone. They established control early on, with Kieran Clark helping them build up a 4-2 lead. But Offaly's captain, Joe Bergen, helped his team feel their way back into this match with some impressive scores. Offaly led by a point after a quarter of an hour and would have gone further in front were it not for Antrim goalkeeper Chris O'Connell, who produced a series of top-quality saves throughout the match. That one inspired Antrim to finish the half the stronger. A flurry of points, including this effort from Tommy McCann, gave them a 13-10 interval lead. Whatever Brian Wheelahan said to his players at half-time had an effect. Substitute Derek Morgan, who had made a difference when introduced to midfield, helped set up David Kenny for this Offaly goal. But Antrim weren't fazed. Paul Shields, who had finished the day with 8 points for his side, was deadly accurate both from the dead ball and from play. Offaly were still creating goal opportunities, but in Chris O'Connell they found a goalkeeper who made save after save in a man-of-the-match performance. At the other end, Antrim continued to find openings, with Stephen McAfee extending their advantage here. And then came an even better chance for PJ O'Connell. This finish helping the home team build up a 5-point lead with just 9 minutes to go. But Offaly stuck at it. Their heads didn't drop. Dan Curram's beautifully angled point did. Antrim still led by 2 points as the match entered its second and final minute of added time. But then Chris McGuinness was adjudged to have fouled Derek Morgan here. Brian Carroll elected to take the speculative free. About a dozen sticks rose to meet it. The sliotar appeared to miss them all and flew straight into the net. While Antrim were still reeling, Sean Cleary fired over another point to help Offaly escape to victory on a final score of Offaly 219, Antrim 120.
We've had a fairly tough year, and I suppose with the last result, confidence was low on that. But in fairness to our lads, they kept going till the bitter end, and I suppose got their just rewards in the end. But we know we've an awful lot of work to do. But the one thing we are very proud of is that they kept going to the very end today.
Hurling is cruel, isn't it?
Absolutely, sport is cruel, and that's it. Like it's yeah, you have good days and bad days. You know, we didn't win any games like that this year, but hopefully, you know, it's a long curve, and that's where we're looking long term. And I'm sure we'll have days along the way where we get the breaks.
Heartache, obviously, for them, and a crucial win for Offaly, but Tomas, you felt it probably wasn't a free in at the end.
No, I think James McGrath got that decision wrong, being honest with you, Des. I looked at it 2 or 3 occasions, and I think the corner forward was just turning the corner back to let the ball inside him, and the corner back himself actually overreached on the player and fell to the ground. To me, it was a bad decision, and one that was cost Antrim dearly at the end of the game. I mean, I suppose they look at Chris O'Connell on goal. He was superb today, but that decision certainly cost them the victory. And give credit to, as Brian Whelan said, to Offaly. I mean, they never gave up. I mean, 5 points down with 8 or 9 minutes to go. They knew the writing was on the wall for the team, but they had a bit of character and maybe had a bit of luck with that long free in the end, you know. And you saw where the free was given. And obviously there was a bit of dissension because the ball was moved forward 20 metres up the field again. And that was a crucial decision in itself as well, because it landed inside the square and David Kenny got it touched with. To me, that was the winning score.
But Offaly, at least, is still in there from their point of view.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely. It's tough in Antrim, but it's, I mean, on the other side, I'm delighted for Offaly as well, because I mean they've shipped an awful lot of criticism over the last number of months, right? You can see Brian Whelan's face there himself, maybe a lot of pressure on them going into this game to get a result. They've had their own bit of history over the last number of months, Offaly and Antrim. Now they're in the draw. They're there with Waterford, and they're there to play the winners of Tip and Galway, Clare or Wexford, and it's an open draw. I mean, I know a lot of teams out there that will be left will be saying, OK, we'd want to get Offaly. But look, Offaly are a proud county. They're not in the best of shape at the moment. They're not in the best place. But look, hopefully they can keep it going.
All right, then. Now, Waterford, on the other hand, that was a tricky enough tie. I mean, no one fancied Laois, but they were comprehensive winners.
Yeah, but, you know, Laois gave Galway a really stern test in the first round, you know, and like Waterford, this was a little bit of pressure, the fact they were in Walsh Park. And, you know, 1-5 each after 20 minutes. It was in the balance, but 1-5 without reply before half-time was really where they won the game in Waterford. Shane Walsh popped up and scored 2 goals and a point. Kevin Moran was outstanding once again. You know, he's a key player for Waterford. And Pádraig Mahoney hasn't probably got the credit he deserves so far this season. He's moved into centre forward. He's pulling all the strings in that forward line, and he finished up with 11 points, 10 points from frees. But like, it's very, very important nowadays to have a really clinical free taker. I would have a small bit, you know, Laois, you know, they are improving. In fairness to Cheddar, Plunkett, he's doing huge work there. And like, you'd have to feel for someone like Willie Hyland, you know, who to me is one of the outstanding players of the game in the last 10 years. You know, he really is a top-class player. Finished with 5 points again from play yesterday. You know, it's a really good total. But they are progressing. But you know, Waterford move on, and Waterford will be happy, and like, you know, they'll be trouble for anyone to meet. They were unlucky not to beat Cork the first day, so you know, they're still in there, and they'll be very happy to be in the draw next week.
All right, well done to them. By the way, on the Camogie, we saw Clare beating Offaly, but well done to Derry, who had their first senior championship win. They beat Tipperary yesterday. Anyway, my thanks to Liam and Tomas for their company tonight. Thank you, lads. We're going to concentrate on the weekend football after the break, but first, we have a great competition for you.
Etihad Airways, proud sponsor of the GA Hurling Championship, will commence daily flights from Dublin to Perth on the 15th of July. To celebrate this, we're giving you the chance to win a fabulous trip to Australia. You and a friend will fly to Perth and be treated to a 14-night, 5-star stay